Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea and planes in the air. That's how I start out my radio show. How you doing, everybody? Today is Thursday. It's February 6th of 2025. It's 35 degrees Fahrenheit or 2 degrees Celsius. It's windy in the Windy City, and the time is about 7:13 p.m. in the evening. Today, I got my Medjool date palm. It's about 2 years old. I'm going to repot it so you can see how it looks. And all I did was start it from a date seed, a Medjool date seed. Now you can get, I forgot the other name, but there's dates out when you buy a date. Save the seed and give it a try. Try to grow it. So we're going to use Ted's Mix and some Dr. Earth on the bottom. Now we're going to use a pot that I had the Medjool tea in. And for some reason, I planted on 10/27 to 24. And you know what? It doesn't survive. It doesn't overwinter very well. So if I ever get another one, I'm going to pot it in the spring. This is one of my arch rivals that never worked for me. I don't know why. They just don't overwinter for me in the basement. And I tried it in the living room, and nope, it would not grow. Probably because I had it too long in the basement. But hey, we try again. So when I get the Teds, I'm going to see if I can get another one. And also, it's a Myrtus. I forget the Myrtus communis. I got to get that one because that's definitely my arch enemy. So I've been fixing up the shop. You can see how I've been doing. I got Mr. Elephant saying hello to all the kitties here. So we're going to put them over here for now. And I got my Medjool date. You can see how nice it grew, and you see what magic markers, they wear off. So that's why I'm going to stick with pencil. And you can see it's busting through the pot already. Here's the roots right there. So it's really busting through this pot, so we have to repot it. Let me get this jar out of the way so I can put the soil in that bucket. I'm using Ted's Mix because I like Ted's Mix. So let's see if I can cut open this. First, we're going to take off some of these dead leaves. Cut it back to here. This one to here. Mr. Clock on the wall says it is 7:15 p.m. in the evening. So, let's get cracking here. You can see how nice it is. Let's see what kind of the inside is. And because this root is really jammed in there, that ain't gonna work. Let's see if this should cut right through it. There you go. Nothing cuts wood like ironwood, and ironwood cuts plastic too. Look at that. Ripped it right open, and man, oh man, you can see the root system here. Let me get this. I like these needle nose from ironwood because you can really get into tight areas. I'm trying to get this off. Oh, you can't see nothing. You don't want to look at my ugly kisser. So you can really see the root system in here. Now I got to get this one root is sticking right out over here. So let's just see if we can get this pot out to trim it. Is that a root? There's that. That's looks like a root. And you can see this is in definitely need of a repotting. Look at that root system on this Medjool date. Okay, so let's get this pot out of the way. I save these pots when I buy plants because, hey, they're good for repotting other plants. Wipe my tools off. I'm going to have to brush this off the brush later. But let me put this here so I don't forget. There we go. I got Matt's root rake from Bobcat Bonsai, and I like this because it's wood. And with the arthritis, because I got starting to get it in the knee with this change of weather. Goes from warm to cold again, so what are you going to do? So all we're going to do now is I'm going to start taking this off. This is one of my homemade mixes that it grew real nice in. we're just using Matt's root rake to try to get some of these roots out. And you can see how tight this really is. It's really tight bound. I usually do underwater root raking on some of these tight ones, but I really can't right now because it's winter time and to throw that water back outside, it's too cold. So we're just going to go through this gently. Now, if you need a root rake, Mac does them in metal, but for those of you with arthritis who don't like to feel the cold steel on your fingers, they'll make you a wooden handle. I thank Matt for this root rake. It's really, really good. So give him a shout out and see if he can make you one. There we go. Now this root system here is really, really tight. And I mean really, really tight. And you can see the strong roots that this palm develops. If I can get up close here. This is about 2 years old from seed. Everything wore out on my tag, so I think I'm just going to stick with pencil, or I got a paint marker and just do it with paint. But for now, I'm going to use this. I'll mark it both in pencil and in paint for the repot. Get in there real good and try to get this. This is real tight right here. Real tight. So what I'm going to try to do is get my fingers in there. And I got this mainly in a sandy perlite mix. That's all it is, sand and perlite. So you can see how fast these roots grew. But if you can get out to Ted's in Tinley Park, get out there. He's got a lot of soil you can buy. He's got regular potting soil. He's got the cactus mix, what I use for bonsai. And he sells all the ingredients if you want to mix your own soil too. And spring is coming, and Ted's is a place to be. I mean, it's family owned, and I know because I used to talk to Ted, and he was a nice guy, very nice guy. Okay, so let's get some of this going. Let's put this here, let it lay down. Get some of the soil out. And yes, I'm using old Christmas paper that I had to keep the bench clean. There we go. Now, we're going to have to see what we can do with this root system and how to get some of these roots untangled. We're really going to have to try to mush it around there. But I think we're going to have to cut some of these roots. So I'm going to go right here and cut that root right there out. And let's see if we can pull it out of there because it's really in there. No, I cannot. These are almost like a fleshy root system. I don't want to break everything in here, but we're just going to have to be fierce with it. Now what I'm going to do is go in here and cut some of these bottom roots off. Just like that. We're just cutting these bottom roots off. I'll have to do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. Right, just like that. There we go. Okay, we got some of these out. Now if we can cut through this conglomeration there. I know I'm supposed to use my root shears, but scissors, but I don't know. This is really a piece of work to get in. I don't want to damage my little tools. But sometimes you gotta go with it to get these roots out. And you can see how these roots are really growing. Now I got some of this out, I can get some of this soil out. And I got my dish over there. I don't know if I can reach it from here. Let me crawl under the table here. And up we go. Got it. And that knee is getting arthritis in the left knee, so Tom gotta be careful here. Okay, so we're gonna have to do a little cutting here just to get through all this heavy root system here. It's really root out, so let's cut this here where it's going all crookedy-do. So, there we go. Use our fingers to get all this untangled. Look at that. Get these that are tightened together. This right here. Just cut right through it. That's all you can really do when the feeder roots are all massed together. And I had to cut some of them leaves off because they were really going there. Now you can see all the roots here. You can see all the feeder roots here. Let's see if we can get in here. Now if you don't have a root rake, you can always use a chopstick. Let me use a chopstick so you can see what I'm doing. And that'll help poke through it. But I think we're going to get this root off right here. It is really twirling around. And as you can see, I think we can get this one root right here that is hanging on and giving us a hodgepodge of roots there. Cut it there, cut it there. Sever the location right here. The other one here. And this other one right here. We got this massive root system out. Now we got a massive clog of roots into here. So we're just going to snip it off there. I think right about there to get that off. Because we want these to start growing some more. There's a lot of roots there. Cut it around about there. And you can see this one's about here. So we're going to just go below that feeder root. And get that all off. And now you got a downward facing feeder root. So we're just going to hit it over there. Get some of these out of the way. Yeah, I like ironwood tools. No, I don't get reimbursed for or any money for talking about ironwood. When I get a tool I like, I think everybody else will like. Now we'll get some of them curly roots off. I endorse it. I mean, but I pass the savings on to you because, let's put it in some water there. Because if you order from here, you just type in my last name, N-O-W-A-K, and you get a discount. There we go. Now here's the pot. I have the screen there. Take some of the soil out of the hole. And put it back into here. From seed. They take a long time to grow from seed, but they grow. It'll take a while, so be patient. So you can see this beautiful root system and how it grows, and we're going to plant it to about here because I'm hopefully we develop a trunk. So I'm going to just cut this piece off right here so it doesn't rot under the soil. And this one right there. Right there. Right there. There we go. And now, I know these roots are going down, so we can spread them out as we put it into the pot. So let's just put it in some water there. Let me open up Ted's bag of mix. Because I buy it by the bushel. And if you can't afford a bushel, you can't carry a bushel, then just, they got smaller bags for you to handle. They're not that expensive. Ted keeps his prices down so he can, so people can get some nice plants. We're going to put it in here because I don't have a wider pot. Or do we? Tom, do we have a wider pot? Let me see. Well, we got something here. I don't like the looks of the bottom of this thing, because I think this will help us to develop a better root system. So, we gotta really clean this pot off. Get all this junk out of here. So I'm gonna move the camera over so I can pull it over. And Tom, what are we gonna do? That's why God made shirts. Let me just cut some of this off. I don't know if you can see it, I'm just cutting the shirt off. I gotta clean the bottom of this pot off real good because it's got a lot of junk on it. So, let's get all this off. You should have did this before the video. Nope. When I gotta do a video, I do it. Because when I prepare, I don't get nothing done. I don't know. It's just hard for me to prepare for a video, because when I do that, I still forget everything. Now I got my spray bottle here, so you can see this is live TV, as they would say back in the old days, because I don't edit my videos. What you see is what you get, mistakes and all. So now we're going to get $7:30. Mr. Clock says it's 7:30. This is my unmilled sphagnum moss I'm putting in the bottom of the pot. That way, if the roots grow through, it's not going to go into a screen. And we're just going to spray the living daylights out of it. Get it good and soaked. Now this Medjool palm was grown in the north window, so it didn't really get a lot of light, but for winter time it was doing pretty good. Let me open this up a little bit. I know it's not easy to do a video when you fly by the seat of your pants, because that's what I do when I do videos. When a thought hits me, or when I see a plant that's in need, boom, I go for it. That's nice, Tom. You can't hit the broad side of a barn. All the soil fell down. What are you gonna do? That's a life. And as my buddy Vince would say, Tom, that's life. Like he would say, what are you gonna do? Vince, God bless your soul. I don't know if you're still living, but he was a great friend of mine when I used to work at SK Hand Tools. We used to make your tools, set up drill presses, punch presses, milling machines, broaching machines, assembly machines. I was there. Even worked on the ratchet boring machines, punching the teeth into the ratchets. But, you know, those were the days. You had to work. You had to work to support your family, so that's the best thing I can do. Okay, now, you know, I can hurry up, but then you won't see how to do this. I got my Dr. Earth here. And I found my little spoon here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my Dr. Earth and put it into the soil on the bottom. close it up so I don't get no moisture in it. And air, so I push down and do it. And I gotta fix this table a little better. And it's a 222 fertilizer, and it's got both ecto and endobacteria in it, and it gives you all the bacteria that they have in there. So whatever is good for this roots, that's what will go into it. And we're just going to stir it around into the bottom of the soil. I'm going to be about this much in. So what I have to do is put some more soil in there. Just like that. And now we can still get some more in there. I'm going to pile it on a mound. And then I'm just going to move these roots out. Just spread them onto the mound like that. Just like that. Hold it in, hold it in. And you can see it standing by itself. There we go. Thought this video would be a little shorter, but I didn't think it'd take that hard to get the roots free. But you can see that if I would have shortened this video, you would have never seen how you really had to work on this this date palm. So now you take your chopstick and just fire it into the root system, because we got to get all those air pockets out. Fire it in, fire it in. Yeah, I fly by the seat of my pants, because when an idea hits me, I do it. And if I think about it, it goes by the way of the highway. It doesn't happen at all. What are you going to do? That's the way I do it. I do prepare sometimes when I do the plant. When the idea hits me, then I do see what kind of soil and everything the plants need, especially if I got a plant that I'm not familiar with. I don't know, you just fire in that chopstick, get your fingers into there. You can see we got a little mound there, so we're going to still put some more soil in. We're going to use the back of our chopstick. Yeah, that's Frankie barking. I don't know what he's barking at, but he's barking. I don't know if you can hear him. You can see, does Frankie and Kevin and Lasha and Luna get along with all together? Yes, they do. They're like one big happy family. There's Frankie barking away. Get some more of the soil out. I think with this bigger pot, it's going to work out just right. Mr. Spoon, where are you? Aha! Mr. Spoon, I put you in here. Where is Mr. Spoon? That is the $64,000 question. He ain't over there. He's around here someplace. Even little Whitey Spoon is gone, so we're going to just use our fingers. I was going to put it in there a little bit neater. There we go. And in the evening, for me, is the best time to do my pots, or very early in the morning, because it'll still give the chance to recuperate, because it'll be dark, and it's going to be dark here in the basement. And that'll give them a nice chance to recuperate real good. So now, we'll get Mr. Elephant, and we'll give him a good watering. There we go. I'll find Mr. Spoon around here someplace. I've been cleaning, so that's why everything's topsy-turvy. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. Nice fast draining mix. And then for the top, so we can dress it up, Let me close the bag. Where's our little cup? Right here. We'll use some of our seed starting mix and just gently put some on the top. Just like that. Now this is still the winter months. So how do you know by first looking at the plant when you do the repot? Well, I'll show you. There we go. Now, no water has come out of the bottom of the pot yet, so I'm going to let it soak a little bit until it starts going down. Let's get this to get the surface tension out. Just like that. We got a lot of soil in there. There we go. Round and round she goes. Where she goes, nobody knows. Right, Mr. Elephant? Right you are. There she goes. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. That's from one of the old game shows back in the old days. So there we go. There you have it. And I got this, because it's winter time still. I'll put this in here like that. And I still have some of the topsoil that I had on there. I mean the stones and stuff. And just put it around to hold it in. And just get it in there. I'm missing Mr. Spoon. Mr. Spoon, where are you hiding at? I put him someplace. Every time I put something away, I can never find it because I can never remember where I put it until I start looking for it, but it's here. And just something a little bit around here to dress them up. And there you have it. Use it all up. And there you go, and then I'll redo the label real good. Get this in there real nice. And then we'll just cut these top dry bits off. And let's see how our Medjool date grows. So, not to keep you any longer, it's 27 minutes. I hated to make it that long for you because I know you guys are busy. It's Thursday night. Grab a good book, a hot cup of tea, relax, and let that brain relax from the phone. Shut the phone off. Shut the TV off and just sit, relax, and read a book for a half hour or an hour. Let your brain relax and use your imagination like they used to do back in the day when radio was radio. So, you know, that makes you think. So you take care, everybody. Have a great night. Good book and a cup of tea.